Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Hairwolf. Now, this episode isn't all about me. It's about someone else who had a hair transplant in Istanbul. Now, a few months ago, if you remember, I had a bit of a takeover with Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, who had his hair done over in Istanbul. But this time, someone approached me who had his hair done at the same clinic as myself, which was Elite Hair with Dr. Bowie. And we thought we'd do a Zoom call, and he had some questions for me. Let's take a little look. Hi everyone, and welcome to Hairwolf, where we've got Martin from HairlineConfessions. How are you doing, Martin?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Honestly, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me because I've got some questions for you, man.
And I'm ready to answer them for you. Thank you for getting in touch. It's great that this whole community, doesn't matter where you have your transplant, can get together. You're the second person now. We've had Mr. and Mrs. and he had his hair done with Dr. Cynic, and he's having a great time. And that he did a takeover on my page, and your idea of doing this Zoom call, I wouldn't have even thought about it. So this is perfect. So fire away.
Well, no, obviously, we did go to the same clinic, so it was the English translator at Elite Hair that mentioned you and you doing these videos.
Yeah.
So while I was out in Turkey, I was watching some of your videos, and it was really helpful because obviously, after you've had the transplant, your head swells up and stuff, and I was looking at my hairline thinking that's massive. And then I found your videos from like your journey and stuff, and you were in the same boat. So then because you're like 5 months ahead, I could look at that and think, well, look at your results now. That's great. So,
but when I was in the exact same boat. So when you have your transplant and you're there for the first night, which the first night and the second night, one of those two are, it's going to be fairly uncomfortable. You've had a long day, 12, 13 hours sitting somewhere you're not used to. So I was doing exactly the same. I'm like, okay, is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? So it's, it's a way of paying it forward. So I'm glad that at least one person's taken advantage of
it. well, for you, your shedding stage had already started by where I'm at now. So I'm now on week 5 and it's still not coming out at all. So you were week 4, I think, weren't you?
You know what? I think that, so I remember doing the shampoo, and I remember, is it on day 13 or day 14 where you're supposed
to scabs and stuff,
start to do it, and you're not supposed to do it where it's supposed to dry. And I think it felt like 100 hairs had come out. I might have said it in the video, and it was soul destroying, absolutely. But when it came to the video and it came to telling you guys, because I saw it on different videos, because I was told it from those Elite, I felt that I was confident enough to say, you know what, they're going to come back. And you know what, they've come back with an absolute, with an abundance. I mean, today, usually I show everyone my hair with a better quality camera. This is an old Logitech webcam thing that I found on the floor somewhere. And you can see through, you can see through to my scalp, but a 39-year-old man, you're not going to see, hair. You're not going to be able to see not through to the scalp, if that made any English. So, but here on this camera, and because I've got unnatural light, it's absolutely amazing. And all these hairs here, I would say, apart from maybe a few at the front, are transplanted hairs. I reckon the stuff that was shaved would look more like this now, because it was kind of the same ilk. Let me quickly show you a video from maybe my first or second video. Now this is what my hair looked like. So you've got a bit in the front. It looks so weird. It's under a really, really big bright light, but this is the severity of it. It's absolutely crazy. And looking back, I can't believe that I was going around thinking that I was getting away with hiding it with the fiber. It's absolutely insane. And the back's still the same at the moment, but the front, if I just quickly turn that off, I mean, the front now, would you look at that? It's just ridiculous. And because my hairs are, they are quite thick, they're quite bristly, they do fill out that space, because I had 3,700 grafts, I think, and out of those, most people have, well, I say most people, I say this because I think I'm special, most people have 1s, 2s, 3s, maybe some 4s in every graft. I was further up the spectrum, so I was 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6. So that 3,700 graft you get can turn into like 10,000 hairs, and I'm hoping there's at least 9,000 hairs on there. So yeah, it's insane.
So I obviously did the removing the scabs, and hairs did come out, but since then there's been no hairs come out. So I mean, once I'm expecting it to happen maybe this week or possibly into next week. So there's a YouTuber called Matt Dominance, and from looking at his videos, he was roughly at 5 weeks. So maybe I'm more along that. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Everyone is different, you know.
Exactly. I mean, are you washing your hair like him? Because I'm sure that the way that he washed his hair, he kind of like really carefully, gently massage, and then he'd take his water and he'd run it off his hand, wouldn't he? Or he'd run it off the top of his head, so the water would just kind of like cascade. Now, I would say that you could actually miss your hairs falling out. That won't be the case, will it? Because
no, exactly.
We've got eagle eyes, haven't we, for those follicles?
I guess now my question though is, like, once your hair came out, the shedding, how did you cope with it? You know, because you were back at work, so was it something that made you self-conscious, or were you just getting on with it?
The way that you cope is that you basically make everyone's life a living hell. That's what you do. You constantly. Well, to be fair, it's my wife's. My wife has consistently been. Do you think that's going to come back? Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that's going to happen? I did it as soon as I woke up in the morning. I did it the last thing at night. I did it throughout the day. I drove it absolutely insane because, I mean, you know, you personally, before you had your transplant, before you even conceived of having a transplant, you know, would you be looking at your hair thinking, oh, I need to kind of like brush it forward? I need, you know,
of course, yeah.
Exactly. So if you actually, because, you know, it's a big decision going to get your hair transplanted, and it's an even bigger decision going to get it done in Turkey. So if you go through all that, have your transplant, you are going to be on it like a car bonnet. You're going to be so you know, looking at your hair all the time until you get to about month 4, and I think you just become a bit more chilled out. Because, you know, you're used to the process now. So, and
I mean, are you expecting yours to get thicker, or, you know, is that what you think it's done for the next few months?
See, so they say that it takes between month 9 and month 12 to get your optimal results, to get the best results you can get. I personally think that I'm there already. I really do. Or at least, if this is how my hair is going to be on the front of my head, not on the back of my head, I'd be more than happy. I mean, look at it. It's good. It's so good. Inside, it's absolutely insane. So, yeah, to answer your question directly, no, yes.
Well, no, I mean,
yeah. So
you've obviously had more grafts at the front than me. So mine at the front was 2,300. I've then had some on my crown, which, you know, I'm using Regain to help with that. The doctor had recommended that. So, I mean, I guess like you're saying now, that once you're happy with it, you feel so much more confident. So I'm just looking forward to those days, really. One
thing that I noticed as well is even when my head was still red, is that from a distance you saw that different hairline on you. You know, when my hair was like a bit more, it was more definite. It is weird having like a really definite hairline, and you think, is that going to look unnatural? But if you think of me now, like, it's softened. It's so much more softened. I mean, if you look at it now, like, I'd never thought I'd ever be able to do that. But when your hair's short, you think it's too hard. Your hair grows, and
it gives me hope, really. I'm looking at you.
Your hair's going to look absolutely amazing, because if you think about the grafts I've had, and you think about the space, right? I've had 3,700 grafts here, but you've had 2,300, was it?
It's about here, yeah.
Yours are packed in, buddy. They're absolutely packed in. So I think it's going to look absolutely insane, and that will come before the back, because have you heard about, you know, massaging and stuff like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's not something I've started with. I mean, I was massaging obviously when I was swollen, but yeah, in terms of to help the growth, I've not started that. Is that what you did?
Yeah. So whenever I found myself doing nothing, or I was on cameras in the live shows, I just maybe for a minute just move the skin around on, you know, maybe do it.
Are you touching the hairs then, or not? The new hairs, or is it more just around the area?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm touching the hairs. But so what are you on? You're on month 1 now, yeah? So 4.
What? Yeah. 5 weeks, yeah.
5 weeks, yeah. So as soon as you're in a situation where, you know, it's completely fine to touch your head and whatever, just put it on my hand. So just do that. This looks really, really odd. That's it, yeah. And just keep on doing it. It just increases the blood flow, and especially on the back, because your head's a bit more, your skin's a bit more stretched on the back of your head. Exactly, yeah. So you're putting quite a bit of pressure down, and you're moving the skin over like your skull, basically. So you're creating wrinkles. And also when you get to maybe month 2, I kept on doing that. So you're bringing all your skin wrinkly to the center, and it felt amazing. Like,
and what about your donor area then? Because what I've been experiencing over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, is I'm feeling a lot more itchy at the back of my head, and maybe it's at night because I'm sleeping on a pillow, you know. But I don't know why it's worse now than it was, say, 2 weeks ago. So is that normal?
So I mean, for me, I think I remember itching maybe like once or twice, I think. So I was pretty lucky on that respect. But one thing I think you could try, because when it comes to itchiness, it's your body's way of repairing, but also that includes histamine. So if you take antihistamines, I think that will really help that situation. But one thing I also used was this aloe vera gel. Now, aloe vera gel, if you can get aloe vera in products or whatever, but it's quite cheap. This aloe vera gel, it's pure extract of aloe vera, and it was about £20, and it probably lasted me about a week, you know, because I used it 3 times a day. And when you put that on the back of your head, the feeling that you get, the sensation is ridiculous. It just chilled everything out. I didn't even know anything needed to be chilled out, but it cooled everything down amazingly. You leave it on to dry, and then you brush it out or you wash it out, and everything's a-okay. And I really think that's really helped to pull up any bumps, because I had some bumps for quite some time on the back of my head, and every now and again I kind of like catch one and go, oh, hello, I forgot about you. But then I think they're all gone now. I think the back's got a bit more healing to do, like generally with growth. But I think, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so use that. And also I bought these as well. But I had these beforehand. They're from Boots. You get 2. Well, I bought 2 for, I think, about £8. So you get 360 tablets. And what's in this is biotin. I didn't really expect to take anything extra. I just wanted to go au natural, but this has already got biotin in it. It's got 90% of your daily intake. Yeah, Boots. It's kind of worked for me. So yeah, I mean, what are you taking for yours?
So I mean, I take vitamin D. I'm vitamin D deficient, which actually I'm not sure if that has something to do with my hair loss, because I've looked into it, and that's part of it. Because my brother, who's 2 years older, hasn't got any hair loss. My dad's not particularly bad for, you know, and he's double my age type thing. So yeah, I'm taking finasteride, which Dr. Barley recommended, and obviously Regain for the top. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to be honest, I'm like you. I'm looking forward to not having to take anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you have the transplant and you hope that's it. I mean, obviously you know, you're going back, aren't you, for the rest of your head?
Going back in November or January. To be fair, I reckon it'll be more likely to be January, just to make sure that I'm healed to my full extent. That'll be round about 10 or 11 months then. So yeah, so
are you gonna shave it all off then? The front?
I don't know. You know what? It might be quite cool to do that. I don't know. It'd be cool to see the individual things. I'm not sure. I mean, whatever they want. But when I was over there, you saw people with hair on the front of the head and procedure done on the back, didn't you? Well, that's what I did anyway. So I'm not sure. I'm not precious about it. I know it's going to grow now. The only thing that kind of I'm not worried about, but let's say, for example, they take. Apparently, I can have 2,000 more grafts taken out. Maybe I might do something under here. I'm not sure, but if they put any more in the front, just to kind of like, you know, give me extra hair, I'll be worried about the old hairs coming back. So that's the only thing I'm a little bit perturbed about. I might just leave it the way it is on the front and save everything for the back of the head. But you know what? I'm looking forward to it, because it is quite a procedure. It's not painful. As you know, you get the kind of like electrical kind of like sensation in your head when they're putting in the anesthetic. Apart from that, it's just as if It's weird,
Well,
isn't it? It's so weird.
for me though, like the extraction wasn't bad, like you said. You know, even the needles, it wasn't too bad. For me, weirdly, it was the implantation. It felt like pulling away rather than pushing in. So I don't know
Really?
what it was, but for me, it did feel uncomfortable, especially the last hour. I started to need the toilet as well. You know.
Yeah. Well, I planned to watch movies. I had a book, but I just kind of I sat there and I just thought about what am I, you know, I thought about my hair, to be honest. I thought about that. I thought about what I had to do at work. And it's weird that I was there for, I forgot, I completely forget now. Was it 10 hours? Was it 12 hours? I don't know. It might have been longer than that. But I didn't watch one thing on my phone. I didn't read one sentence. And it's weird. And all the sensations are odd as well. When they kind of take the grafts out, you just hear like a sound.
I actually had my headphones and I was listening to music, so I tried to drown everything out. But like you said, you just got loads of thoughts going around in your head and stuff. So my final question for you then, because you're like 4 months ahead of me, 4.5 months ahead. So between like where I'm at now and where you're at, what's the biggest thing, if anything, or is it just kind of slowly, you know, like nothing's really happening, but then things are happening at the same time, you know?
I'd say it's been a bit of a weird situation over the past few months, hasn't it? Like, you know, with everything that's going on, you know, with this global pandemic. So yeah, everything's kind of just molded into one, because, you know, I've been working so much because people have been off work. So I've been working consistently. The wife's been at home. So it's kind of been like a Groundhog Day. So I don't know. Let's think. I think the one point where, yeah, you kind of like thinking, this isn't going to happen. You literally think, this isn't going to happen for me. I'm going to be that guy who it's not going to work for, and everyone's going to see because it's on YouTube. Is when, you know, your hairline sheds. And honest to God, if you guys, you go back to some of my videos, if, you know, people on your page go to some of my videos as well, and you see how many hairs have gone, and I was full of spots. Have you dealt with spots at all?
No. I mean, nothing yet. I mean, at one point between week 1 and 2, my forehead got really dry, which I don't know if that was due to the finasteride or whether it was just due to whatever. But that cleared up itself as well, you know.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Apart from that, yeah, it's the shedding. Other than that, like, you could consistently see progress every day. There are points where you see it happen every single day, and you're like, yes, get in there. And it's funny because let's say get to maybe month 3. I'm not, you know, I'm just cherry picking here. Month 3 or month 4. You look back now compared to this, and it's like, wow, you know, you weren't very far forward. But at the time, I was like, look at this, it's amazing, you know, because you got more hair than you had previously. So yeah, it's a journey of self-discovery and self-follicle discovery. It's really, really good.
I'm just looking at yours, thinking I'm looking forward to getting to that, and you're really only halfway through the 12-month stage that they say. So I'm just looking forward to it getting thicker. And no, I appreciate your time today, mate.
It's been really good. Do. And I'd like to, you know, give a shout out to George as well, who's always absolutely amazing. I was speaking to him today about my potential travel over in November and January. He's so funny. He's such a lovely guy. You know, you know, and he's there for you throughout your whole trip, isn't he? He's the one person who's there. Any issues whatsoever?
Yeah. So he was. He's obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, he's the English patient coordinator. So he was the one who, like, sent me the quote and stuff. And yeah, I felt like he was upfront and honest about everything. So so far so good. I'm just looking forward to the results, really.
Brilliant. Well, Martin, yes, anyone who wants to go to Martin's page, I'll give the link below. And yeah, go and see him. And you guys on Martin's page, come and see me, right? This is Martin in, like, let's say he's going to heal quite faster than me. This is Martin in 4 months. This is.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
Anyway, it's been brilliant speaking to you. And we'll do this again sometime soon, maybe.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
And there we have it. It was really nice to have the opportunity to answer those questions for him. If you want to go to his channel, check out the link below. It's Hairline Confessions. His name's Martin, and he's a really nice guy. So I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.